Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a Stamp a Chat with Kay. This is my Thursday morning Facebook Live. I usually have one every Thursday and one every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central. So it's great to have you here. Welcome. Oh, we have some watchers. Welcome, Julie. Hi, Grace. Yay! She has the chance to catch me live today. That's fantastic. Good morning, Lynn. Oh my goodness, Lynn is watching me while she's camping. How fun is that? Oh dear, welcome. We have people from Minnesota and all over the place. Ohio. Goodness, it's so nice to have you here. I hope you have your coffee. I think this is my third cup this morning. Hopefully I won't be too wild. Oh goodness. We're going to make a beautiful card today. Do you love it? I'm so excited. I kind of was in a rush to get this all ready for this morning. I made it yesterday, right before we left the house to go help my daughter and her husband move into a new place. And so we were up pretty late last night getting them moved in, and of course they have a lot of organizing to do. We just kind of dumped everything in there and said bye. But at least we helped them get all their stuff over. And then this morning I slept in just the tiniest little bit, and then quickly came down here to get everything settled up here. Oh yay, Mary Alice has her coffee. Yay! Oh, and some of you are sharing already. You know what I'm going to do for the giveaway? I'm going to do a little grab bag again because I have zero embellishments on this card. Can you believe it? It is such a pretty card and it didn't need a single embellishment. I thought about it. I thought about putting some rhinestones or something on this card, but you know, sometimes you just don't need it. If it looks good without, go without. So I did. So the giveaway on Tuesday, it's just going to be a little grab bag of retired embellishments. I know you'll love it because everyone who has gotten one has loved it. So to get into the drawing, it's super easy. You just comment during this Facebook Live or during the replay because I leave it up. And then on Tuesday, I'll do the drawing. Another way to get into the drawing is to share it. Share it on your timeline or in one of your stamping groups. And then just let me know that you've shared. That helps because then I can make sure you're in the drawing as well. Good morning, good morning. Oh yes, everybody's telling me they love the poppy. The poppy is really pretty. And I've used the stamp set a lot. I'm not actually even going to stamp anything on the inside today. In fact, let me show you the inside because it's more die cutting. It's so pretty. So this is how the card works. This is the front of the card. And then when you open it up, it looks like this. So it actually has another poppy on the inside. Isn't it gorgeous? So I'm going to show you how to do this. All right, so I'm going to flip the camera down. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. Do you know why I made this card? I made this card to give to my downline members who are having anniversaries. You're in my downline, you're getting a sneak peek of your August anniversary card. So that's exciting. I'm excited to share this pretty card with some of the people in my group who are having anniversaries. All right, we're going to flip it. Okay, so again, I'll just show the card one more time. And this is what it looks like on the front. I also use the tin tile embossing folder, and that adds a lot of dimension and things to the front of the card. And then the inside of the card, again, we have this pretty poppy here. So I'll give you some hints on how to put this card together. It's very pretty. So the bundle, which I recommend buying the bundle because you can save 10%. And it's on page 19 of our current catalog. And down here they actually have the bundle where you get the words along with the poppy dies. And the poppy, they're called Poppy Moments dies, and then it's the Peaceful Moments stamp set. So if you haven't gotten this yet, I would get it as a bundle, just as an FYI. Even though I'm not using the stamp set today, I do use the stamp set quite a bit because there's thank you, congratulations, happy birthday, sympathy, thinking of you, friendship. Honestly, it's got a lot of different occasions, so it's a very good stamp set to use for having in your house, so that no matter what's coming up, you can grab this stamp set and be able to stamp something with it that'll be appropriate. All right, so let's grab what we need to get started with this card. So I'm going to throw some white paper on here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. We have to, because I'm making 2 cards, so I'm giving 2 things away on Tuesday. So I'm starting with card bases that are actually not even a base. It's just a flat piece of paper. It's in basic black. It's cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Very simple. Then the next layer up that we're going to do is you'll need some pool party paper. This is cut by 4 by 9 1/2, and then I've scored it at 4 1/4. So let me show you how that's going to work. So you're going to fold it on the score line. And where this is eventually going to go is it's going to go right here on top of that piece of paper to hold your card. So this is such a simple card to put together. I mean, that's it. That's your inside and your opening and everything is this little piece right here. However, we're going to decorate it. So I've got 2 prepared, but I'm going to show you how I did it. I have the tin tile embossing folder here, and what I did is I folded it first so that I could really see where the fold line is. And then I just put it, what I did is I opened up the embossing folder and I just made sure that that line was even with where it starts. Now, I didn't do that on my sample card. I actually just kind of flopped it in there and ran it through the embossing machine. But it actually works better if you pay attention to where that line is, and then you close it up, and then you just run it through your embossing machine, which Stampin' Up! Will be introducing to demonstrators on August 4th, and then customers will be able to order it in September. So really excited about that coming down the road. So then you run it through, and when it comes out, you get this beautiful, deeply impressed tin tile embossed image, and it's a 3D embossing folder, so it's just one of those that has lots of depth and dimension. It's super, super pretty, as you can see. All right, so the first thing to do is also, after we've got this all ready, is we want to get this little piece ready. Okay, so let me show that to you. And that is from the 6x6 Designer Series paper pack in the Brights. So if you have received paper shares from me in the past, oh, and my goodness, let me mention, we have the new holiday catalog paper share, which I have on my blog. So if you haven't seen it and you want to get a sample of all of the holiday things, be sure to head over to www.stampingtoshare.com to find out how you can get one of those. But this was a sampler pack that I did back in June when the new catalog came out. So I happen to I always keep a sampler pack for myself. So you want a 1x4" panels of the Brights 6x6 Designer Series paper, and you're just going to put that right here onto your card. And I want to do this first before I get it all set in. So I am just going to take some multi-purpose liquid glue and we'll get those put into our card. So pretty simple, but you know, you can do simple and still be very elegant at the same time. That is kind of my thing. I like simple cards to put together that are very elegant and pretty and flowing and just gorgeous. So that's what you get with me. All right, there's the first one. Let me do the second one. And this is the Flirty Flamingo color. I wonder if I mentioned that. I almost feel like I didn't. So this, if you take your bright 6x6 paper, look for the Flirty Flamingo, because that's what we're using. Then you can go ahead and grab your glue again. Just put a border all the way around. And you're going to set this right onto your card. And then the glue lets you just kind of wiggle it into place so it's perfectly ready for you. There's one, and now let's go ahead and do the other one. So here it is. All right, and now a little special touch, because right now this looks kind of a little bit boring just to have it progress from blue into pink. So we're gonna make that a little bit more cute. Oh my gosh, hold on, hold the train. Stop the train. I have this on here crooked, and I am not gonna send out a card to one of you if it's not perfect. So give me a second here to adjust. And now it is good. All right. Whew, caught that just in time. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is you're going to take your Stitch So Sweetly dies, because I know you all have them. I've had a ton of customers order them. And again, this is part of a bundle, so you probably want to get the stamp set at the same time. But you're going to take the very largest of these rectangles here, and using basic black paper, just cut out one of these rectangles, okay? Then you're going to turn it into a strip. So let me show you how I did this. So let me move this out of the way. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut 3/4 inch strips, all right? So you're going to have one from this side and one from this side. So right there you've got your two cards, because you're going to use this little strip. See, let me show you the card again. So look how pretty that is with that little scalloped edge there, and then of course the corresponding scalloped edge on the circle. See how pretty that is? And then on the inside it just adds a little nice touch behind this flower. So let's go ahead and put those in. And again, we use the Stitch So Sweetly dies to get that edge. And it's actually perfectly sized for 4 inches, because that's how tall it needs to be to fit right here. So that was kind of fun. One thing I do is let me grab my little tiny wastebasket. I do go in and I cut off these scallops here, not the big one in the corner, just the ones on the edges. So I'll show you this up close in a second. Hold on. So it's going to, once you get that done, it's going to look like this. See? So I cut off these little scallops here because I don't want those peeking over the top. It kind of looks weird. So cut those off, but leave your big ones on the ends, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing to this one. There we go. Now go ahead and you're going to open up your card. You're going to add a little bit of glue to this edge right here. And you're going to take your scallop piece and lay that down. Flip it over so you can make sure that you get it exactly where you want it. And you want to bring it down so that you don't see the stitching. So you're going to set it in here. I know this is hard to see, I apologize, but now you can see it. So you just want the littlest, tiniest scalloped edge showing right here. It'll go up into this paper area and it'll look really, really pretty. There's what it looks like. So we're going to do the exact same thing on this card right here. Put a little bit of glue, and then, actually it works better, put the glue on and lay it down and then just bring it in, and look at how easy that is. And again, you want to make sure that it's just the smallest little scallop edge that shows, like this. So pretty! Look! How pretty is that? I mean, these colors just make me so happy. Flirty Flamingo, Pool Party, and Basic Black. It's just gorgeous. All right, so let's move on to the next thing that we're going to do. And that is we need some circles. So I'm going to bring in my layering circles dies because I know most of you have these. And you're going to be using the largest and the third largest. So the largest of the scallops and the third largest of the scallops. And you're going to cut out however many cards you're making. So I've got this is what I get when I use the largest and the third largest. Whoops. The largest and the third largest. So cut those out with basic black scraps. And then you're going to do the exact same thing with the smooth circle. See, this is the scallop circle. Now you're going to take the straight edge circle. And remember, the reason I'm doing two is I'm making 2 cards here to give away. But you're going to take the largest and the third largest and cut out 2 mint macaron circles. Okay? Magic. I love it when I do things in advance. Then it's pretty simple because you're just going to layer these up. So we're just going to take some multi-purpose liquid glue and we're just going to layer those up. So simple. And you know, the glue is nice because these are very skinny little edges and the glue lets you just get that on there just perfectly so that everything is even. There, whoops. Oh, I thought I was done. There we go. Now I'm done. So there's the bigger one. That's going to go on the outside. And let's grab our smaller ones here. Take your glue. Set that in and just wiggle it into place. And again, it'll just leave the cutest, sweetest little scallop all the way around. Unless, of course, you mess it up. But I haven't. I saved it. Thank goodness for glue. And again, it's a little harder for me because I can't get my head straight over the top because of the camera. So I always have to pick it up and kind of make sure I did it right. All right, there we go. So we have our pretty scallops done, our circles, and that is where we're going to be building our flower. See? So let's go ahead and build the flower next, because that's just so easy. Then we'll worry about those leaves, those darn leaves. Okay, so let me show you all the things we're going to do with the poppy dies. So give me a second here to grab it because I got everything layered up. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're cutting out these big open images with the large poppy and the small poppy, and we're using Flirty Flamingo paper. So there's the one and there's the other. So that's pretty simple, right? Not too hard. That's easy. I even cut 2 at a time, one swipe. Then the next thing you want to do is you want some little tiny black accents that are going to go in the center. Both of the flowers have these little black accents. And what I did is when I was cutting out my, see this circle here, when I was cutting that out, I just threw those little dies on. Let me move this so you can see. Just threw those little dies on and cut those out at the same time. And if you're really paper chintzy, you could throw those in the middle of your scallop circle and cut them out, but I wasn't feeling chintzy. All right, so we've got these ready. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut out this gray. I should show you. You have this really pretty gray outline that you're going to put over the top. So I should show you. We should be getting all our little supplies here. So here's the little black pieces. I have one more. Don't these look like little eyelashes? I just keep thinking they would look so cute on a little girl monstrous eyelashes. And then I've also seen people use these as little, like on Get Well cards, little COVID things. So that's kind of funny too. I mean, just some ideas for how you could use this. All right, so then the next thing you're going to do is you need to cut that gray outline. So what I did is I took some scrap of basic gray, I turned it upside down, and I added the most wonderful thing, and it is our self-adhesive sheets. So I added it to the back, and then I cut it out. And it looks like this. So here's one that I did. So here it is on the back. See? And then I cut it out with those dies that look like this. So see, there's the adhesive on the back. I've got 2 more to get. And then it's just going to be a snap to put these together. So you don't have to mess with glue and possibly getting your fingers all sticky. You just have to somehow get the adhesive up from the back, which for some reason is proving a little challenging at the moment. Hold on, I've got to get my take your pick tool. Oh no, it's not here. It must be across the room. All right, so I'm going to grab my scissors. Oh, there we go. That was simple. My fingernails were just not quite right. All right, so I took the adhesive off. Now I'm just going to hold it up to the edge here and line that bottom edge up, and then everything else should kind of fall into place. So we have one done. Then, before I take the adhesive off on this one, I want to make sure I have it where I want it. So just kind of turn it on there turn it around until you see where it actually is going from. And then you just pull off the adhesive. This one's coming up a lot easier. All right, and then you do the same thing. Whoops, now I lost it. Oh, here it is. Is this the right? No, this is not right. Okay, so let me figure out where this goes. Hold, I think this is it. All right, so then you're just gonna start it on the edge. And it should just lay down right over the top pretty much perfectly. There we go. So we have 2 of them done, 2 more to go. Maybe I can look at your comments while I'm doing this. That could be risky, but I'll give it a shot. Oh, you guys are loving it. Good. Diana was saying she thought they did look a little like eyelashes, and the other ones could be used for ice or some sort of animal or something. Cute. All right, I'm getting it here. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we've got this one done, and again, I have to keep kind of turning it to find out where we want to start, and it looks like right here. So just line it up on the bottom, press it down, and it will fall into place. And then if you really want to, turn it over and kind of burnish it into place. And our last one, I maybe should have prepared one of these in advance because this is kind of pokey stuff to be doing on a video. But, you know, you guys have seen me be pokey before. Not often, but sometimes. All right, so this one's a lot easier to figure out how it all works. There we go. Okay. There we are. We have that mostly done. Now I'm going to take some multi-purpose liquid glue and I'm just going to put a dot on each of these 2. And that's where we're going to add those little eyelashes. Now you could do the self-adhesive stuff, but this actually has a big enough area that you don't really need to. You can just add a drop of glue. And then we'll do the same thing over here, just add a drop of glue and then add in your centers. Whoops, I should have maybe added the glue onto the black. Oh well, learn from me. There we go. Okay, the flowers are done. Now we're just going to set them onto our circles here. So let me grab some dimensionals. I'm going to flip these over. And just add some dimensionals to the back. And then we'll put them on the little circles where they'll really pop and look so pretty. So there's one. And soon we'll have the other one. Okay, so here it is. These are a little time consuming to do, but you know what? They're just so pretty. Okay, now we'll do the same thing for these, and we'll add them to the little circles that we prepped, because that's for the inside panel. So these are really some wow cards. Again, it's not that hard. It's just a little bit time consuming. So again, take off your little peelies. And then you're just going to set it right here onto your circle. There. So we have the flowers done. So we're going to set those aside. And the next thing we're going to do are the leaves. So let me show you. The original card has these beautiful leaves that have 2 layers. So I decided to go with Just Jade, one of our new in colors, because it looks so pretty with Pool Party and Mint Macaron. And then I brought in the Mint Macaron color to match the base of this circle here. So once again, for, let me just grab the dies here so you can see what I did. So the one that you'll be layering onto is this one here. And this is the Just Jade, and these are the big open dies, the open leaf dies. And they look like this. Then for the Mint Macaron, I did the same thing that I did back here on the basic gray, is I added the adhesive to the back, the self-adhesive pieces that you can run through your die cutting machine, so that when I came up with these pieces, I'm almost there, I just ran them through, and then we have, it's just so easy then to put them together, because all you have to do is peel off the strips and layer them up. You don't have to fuss with the glue. So you just peel these off. And we're going to take this one off up here. And then the easiest way I found to do this is to line up the stem first. And then once you have that done, the rest of it just kind of falls into place. You may need to move it just a little bit, but there, we have one that's done, and it looks so pretty. I'm going to do the same thing to this one. And again, start it at the bottom and just layer up. And as long as it's not burnished down, you have a little bit of time to just bring it up, get it into the exact place that you want it. So there's those 2 done. Now we're going to do these over here. And this one I'll need a scissors to just get it started, because they are kind of hard to grab. There we go. And again, I just start with the base of the leaf. And layer it up. Start at the base. And there we go. All right, so our leaves are ready. So now all we have to do is put this card together. We've got lots of things done here. So now it's just a matter of adding dimensionals and getting it all onto the card. So let's get started first of all with putting the leaves on, because the leaves really, that's kind of what I like to put on first. And the leaves I'm actually just going to glue. So let me lay this here so you can see where these go. So I'm just going to add some glue to the back. I'm just going to put a few dots on. And I'm just going to set it in because this is a very big circle. So you don't have to be too concerned. So you just want one coming up over here, and then you want another one kind of going out at that angle. So there's the first layer. And if you don't want to, so you can glue that first layer on, or you can put it on with dimensionals. So I'll do one of each. The dimensionals is maybe just a tiny bit trickier. So let me show you how I do that. So with the dimensional one, this one isn't hard, but this has some pretty small areas. So in that case, I'm going to take mini dimensionals. Now, if you don't have mini dimensionals, I highly recommend that goes on to your next order, because look how easy it is to add these little mini dimensionals to something really skinny like this, and you don't have to be cutting things in half. So I love that. So you can do it either way. You can go flat or puffy. It's kind of funny. I always love dimensionals, giving it a little bit of lift. But I don't know, have you guys ever noticed, like when you get a card in the mail, have you ever noticed that everything ends up flat anyway? It sort of seems like the dimensionals just get pushed out flat in the mail system. So, I don't know, somehow I wonder sometimes why I spend all this time putting dimensionals on if I'm mailing the card, because it ends up coming kind of flat anyway. All right, so here's the next one. Just set that in sort of like this. And now we'll do the poppies. So again, this can be done one of two ways. So you can make it flat. So I'm going to keep this with flat because I think, you know, flat's beautiful. And we did put these on with dimensionals. So if you don't want to add that, you don't have to. So just put a bunch of glue right there and set your flower in. You can kind of wiggle it a little bit into place. What you're doing is you want to have a little bit of a border over here, and you want it about in the center. So there it is. It looks fantastic. Then you take your little small flower and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to add glue back here and add your small flower so that it's tilting in towards the right, so that when you open up the card, you see it. So there's this one, and it's so pretty. Then if you want to do dimensionals, which really gives you so this will be quite high because you already have this flower on dimensionals, you have your leaves on dimensionals, you're going to put this on dimensionals. But one thing I will tell you, if you put your dimensionals on the back of this, you have to be very careful so that you don't actually put dimensionals so that when you open up the card it could possibly be seen. It probably won't because you have this to cover it, but I would go ahead and just put your dimensionals right onto where you're going to put that circle. So just throw 3 of them on there. And then we'll just set that right in like so. And that looks good. Give it a press. Then you're going to flip it over, and this time you're going to add glue because you don't need to raise the inside. Add this right here. And there we go. So there's 2 different ways you can do it. You can do it flat or with dimensionals. Honestly, it's entirely up to you. So let me grab the other one here. So I have to put it on white paper so you guys can see how pretty this is. Here's the other one. So these were such pretty cards for me to show you how to do today. I truly appreciate you. Here's another one. I guess we had 3 of them here. Truly appreciate you tuning in today. Thank you so much. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. It's a great time to be outside doing things in the summer, going to the lake. Just everybody keep their distance so we can keep people out of the hospitals, and wear your mask. We'll talk to you guys again soon, and have a great day. I truly appreciate you. Bye-bye.